hardly any pictures of it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't open it up, I didn't explain it. I never, ever, I always thought I'm going to do it. Same thing now. I never yet had an opportunity with someone who understands that I could bare my soul and say, look what God made me create. Look what I'm creating, such beautiful things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And the story about the Asian lady who really felt, for example, my
I can even. Go ahead. Sorry.
My girlfriend, she comes from Vietnam. She studies here. We live together here, and here in Amsterdam, it's like similar. Like, you know, there are a lot of people, but it's very hard to mingle with like the locals for her in the beginning. And I truly understand what the Asian lady said about, like, now she didn't only have like a house, but also like a place where where I don't want to be cliche, but truly her home. And that, especially in New York, I've been there like days on end, and indeed you just
you don't even make eye contact in the elevator. It's like nothing. Boom, boom, boom. No connection. It's the worst, because that's what we need. Humans, the beauty of life is new connections, because every new connection is something new. Because when you connect apple, orange juice with grapefruit juice, you get a new mix. And that's what we want, new experiences. Not divide, and this is like the ultimate thing. And that's what I always, from my Hasidic place, I always saw community. I always created that community. And I actually went ahead in this building in Castlebrate. It was 29, that's when I finished it. This is the laundry. Oh, you know what I did also? I made, when we opened the building, I took the first month or 2 months, I made it into an art fair. I had 20 galleries. Nice Manhattan and Williamsburg galleries come to Bushwick. This was in 09. And we made an art fair for a month or 2 months, 20 galleries. And I made a film festival.
Really?
Film festival. And
on the roof, or
a film festival, which whoever wins the award gets 6 months rent free.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's
and you know how easy it is for me? It was a win-win, because I have 150 apartments in the building that I have to fill up now. So like 6 months, I'm not going to fill up all 150 units. So like, why not? So it's a win-win. You see, sometimes you could work together, we both enjoy, right?
Especially doing that on marketing cost, as opposed to rental cost. That is very smart.
So I made this film festival, and here's what happened. So there were a few entries. Oh, here was the rules of the festival were. The rules of the festival were that it has to be done within the building.
Oh, the production.
The production has to happen in the building. You can do whatever you want, but it has to be in the building. That's how we connected into the building, right? Beautiful idea that someone came up with. Some of the people my team, and I was one of the judges. With 5 judges to judge the video, the movies.
Must have been a fantastic time.
A fantastic time. We had the different, and I was one of the judges, and. So we had different videos, very artsy, very out of the, like off the grid and stuff. But there was this one guy, he did a video, and I had one problem with him. He's a tenant already. So my whole idea is lost, right? Because he's going to take 6 months. So I felt like, I'm giving you an apartment 6 months. So I said, first of all, I'm not going to let it interfere. I'm going to judge based on what I think. And I also voted that he's the best. Knowing that it's going to cause me a little bit of an issue now, I'm going to have to deal with it. So he came and said, I want to use this apartment. I said, I designated an apartment. Like, you could rent out that apartment to whoever you want.
Oh, really? But that's super generous.
But he said, but I already have an apartment. I want this apartment to be free. And that goes it. So I said, you know what? I understand. You felt that way. You weren't clear. But I really wanted that apartment. How about you give me another few videos, another few movies, whatever. I said, okay. So I have 6 videos on YouTube, and it's called the Little Man series from Castlebrate, Little Man. And It has the most hilarious videos about the building. Castle Parade, Little Man. Let's see. I have to get the playlist. Let's see. This one is the Little Cleaner. Oh, this is one. This is one of the this is the Little Cleaner of Castle Parade.
Nice style.
That's how it always starts. Look at this. This is cute. He's the cleaner in the movie. I made a library. All the tenants can share their books.
Is this the same actor?
No.
Oh.
No.
He's a tenant. He looks like the gentleman from...
He saw someone looking, so he right away switches, like, and now he's busy cleaning. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Bowling shoes. Wow. Full gym.
Full gym. He's like... I love the way he acts. It's such nuance.
1930s.
It's like, yeah, he's like, now he's busy doing his thing. No,
it's one full long scene. You have to
one take.
Yeah,
That's amazing. He's able to do it. Yes, that's why he won.
Yeah.
Because the original one, which I'll show you, was one take, and that was amazing. He's looking around, making with his mouth like he's just busy doing this. He's
yeah.
Well, he can't pick up the weight, so he can't look at him.
Might as well. You know what? He'll give it a shot.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Only
This is how I feel in December.
Now he's wiping it with his necktie, and that's how he's slowly stealing it. Realize? He's like walking out because he's just wiping it. He's not like, you know, that's how he's getting rid of it. Now he's playing with himself. Against himself. He won.
Film room.
This is his son. We have a movie room. Yeah.
Fantastic design furniture.
Yeah. You know, he's watching another one of his films in the building. The heist. That one was the heist.
The little kid.
Little kid, his son running away. Banged his head, look at him. This was a yoga. I had a yoga place, and I had these people cheaper rent, much discount, and they were teaching yoga in the building for a very discounted price. So they created this whole space. And he's not taking a peek at all. He's totally cleaning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fading.
And this is the laundry room. He loved the laundry room. His first movie was also the laundry room. He's like, he enjoys this in the laundry room. Taking his time to smell the roses. You know what I mean? Life goes by so quickly. He's taking a wash. Might as well.
Wow. He's quite lean.
Yeah, athletic, dexterous, something the word.
I'm feeling anxious now.
Wait, he found a little dirt there. Wait, hold the flat thought. He's so nuanced smelling. Okay, putting on the cap to smell. We're not gonna just, and that goes in as well. And what is he gonna do without a vase? Inside.
He's actually going in. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't look at this.
And this is the gate. You see? he's cleaning the gate as well. A cleaner is a cleaner. He's a little cleaner, you know.
And what are these here on top?
This is just, it's not finished. This is still the yellow board.
Oh, this is the,
yeah. That's why when it's finished, it's nicer. And here we had a crazy piece of art as well. See, this is how it opens. So when you come in, you right away are confronted with art.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt like I'm gonna make that the people, my art is people, is humans, changing to see different, and that's what I created.
Like
a residential building of
the
art.
citrus with the other taste you put together and then you get something new.
Yes.
Basically, this is it, like a very unique cocktail.
Yes.
And every year maybe some new changes and new recipes.
Jason Madera, and
One Helen.
yes. So, anyways, and we have 6 of these different kinds, amazing fun.
Buildings.
No, 6 of these videos.
Movies.
Yeah, movies.
Yeah.
So let me just finish that story. I just want to connect the dots. So this friend of mine who made all these pictures, he got into a legal situation and he was being sentenced for something with the judge, and the lawyer asked people to write letters about character.
Yeah.
So I wrote a letter, and I figured, let me go out on a limb a little. Let me not just be another letter. Nice, good.
Yeah.
He said, look, they said, tell your occupation, what you do, like you're a normal person. So I said, look, my name is Meir Schwartz. I'm a real estate developer, but I don't like to look at myself as a real estate developer. I'm an artist, and the buildings are my sculptures.
Is this how you started? I was immediately intrigued.
Yes. And I go on and telling him that, look, I sat together with this man, and he was an open person, always understanding and so on. And I said, look, I don't know what kind of mistakes he made, but he is a wonderful human being, and so on. Philosophy, always thinking about deep things of life, and so on. So one day I get a call from my friend, from this acquaintance, a close friend, but a good friend somehow. Yeah. And he tells me, my sentencing was yesterday. Nothing.
Really?
Nothing. And by the way, regards from the judge.
Really?
I said, regards from the judge? What do you mean? He says, the judge mentioned you at the sentencing. I said, I have to see the minutes. So he sent me the minutes. I have the minutes. Judge said, I read all the letters that were sent to me, and specifically the letter of this gentleman who creates art, who creates buildings, but it's art. So he says, now look, I look out of the window, I see buildings, I don't see art. But if that's what works for him, good for him. He mentioned this detail of my letter at the sentencing. Yeah. And later in the middle of the sentencing, he even tells him, you go back to philosophy. Like you just stay away, keep to philosophy, like he was actually
to the gentleman.
Yeah, to the gentleman, like to him, because that's what I was trying to convey, that this guy's a thinker, a real person. Maybe he made a mistake or something, but he's a good person, you know, he's real, he's honest. And that's what, and then his lawyer wanted to bank on this, his lawyer also in the minutes, the lawyer said, Judge, I want to tell you, when I saw this letter, I made a bet in the office that the court is going to notice it. I won that bet, he says. Which I don't believe is true, but he just used it as a means to remind the judge again. Remember that letter? That's a way of remembering that letter. Yeah. So I'm saying this. So I wrote this in my blog. I have a blog which I call what's his name? The ABCs. What's the name of the blog? No. I know that the last name XYZ. Wow, I forget the name of my blog. I'll remember it. I didn't use it for a few years. Blogs. We'll find it. I wrote a lot of posts there for one year, like sort of. I played around with ABC, and I actually had my slogan was a writing of Ayn Rand. Probably heard. She wrote the book The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged. Very famous philosopher, and her line was A is A. Her hero was an architect, somebody Mr. Rohr, and his line was always, A is A, logic is logic. And my line was, A is not A, Mr. Galt. Mr. Galt. His name was Mr. Galt. Who is Mr. Galt was the famous line.
Yeah.
A is not A, Mr. Galt. Because I was the ABC of ABC. Oh, the ABC of ABC. ABC of ABC. Dot XYZ. Ha ha ha. Okay, just put ABC of ABC and XYZ. Let's see. Put ABC, ABC,
ABC.
one word, ABC, same word, of
Then that is
ABC of ABC dot XYZ. This is it. A is not A, Mr. Galt.
It's just to counter, yeah, because things are not linear.
Because A, in the letter A, I explain it, in the letter A, in order to have the concept of a letter A, you have to have people talking letters. So you have to have a whole world. You have to have a language. Because if not, what's A? If you don't have letters, A is nothing.
Yeah.
So in A, and that's a famous Jewish sage whom I am a disciple of, the Baal Shem Tov, he says that in one letter is the whole world. Because you have to understand everything. So there are people. What's a person? So you have to know what people are. Your whole world lies in one letter. So that's why I said A is not A, Mr. Galt. And what's funny was that the lawyer in that court case, he said, reminds me of Fountainhead, of Ayn Rand's Fountainhead or Atlas Shrugged. And I wanted to, when I saw it, I thought, well, no, I am disagreeing with that guy. You know, A is not A.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's an interesting little
But the
twist.
person saying that, you're a descendant from him. Like,
No, the person saying that, no, I'm a disciple.
oh, disciple.
Disciple.
I'm
Disciple.
sorry.
Yeah, disciple. He's the sage that I think is the top person whom I sort of see. I understand my world through him.
Yeah.
I understand my world through him. Yes.
Can I ask for his name?
Baal Shem Tov.
How do you?
B-A-A-L. One word.
B-A-A-L.
Next word. S-H-E-M.
Oh yeah.
This is the man. He's the founder of the whole Hasidic movement. I actually not only learn his things, I wrote a book, a very, very interesting book on all his teachings. It's more of a indexing kind of thing, but an index where not it points you to something else, but it actually gives you all the items. So it's like all of a sudden, I remember when I was writing it, and all of a sudden I see a picture, I understand all different places what he says on a concept of mind, what's thought, what's feelings, what's this, and when you put all together, you get a picture. And that's what changed me. That's how I was able to understand it.
So like seeing the world or things in a different way.
Different way.
To simplify it. But,
yes. Literally a paradigm shift. Paradigm shift is where I'm going now. But I saw, this is the Baal Shem Tov that opened up my eyes because I saw, wow, something new, something amazing. So this is ABC of ABC. That's the name of my blog.
Yes.
.xyz. I played around with
Here it is, yeah.
ABC, and I also I made capitals, small letters, played around with it, and that pleasure, because I believed always that we have to come. What's the world is to have pleasure. But pleasure in a smart way. We pleasure with other people, like now. We're enjoying conversation. We're enjoying connections. That's the name of the game, and so. And here we opened it up to this. I have a lot of posts, but
anyways. You wrote it in 2018.
Yes.
And sometimes pleasure or love or seems like a given or like of course we have to pursue it, but the world is getting darker and darker every day. Sometimes it seems
it's getting light. Things are changing.
But
seriously, I know it.
Yeah.
I'm very smart. I really understand what's happening.
Like the bigger macro.
Yeah. Like I say, just to show you from the one hand, people don't get it, but it's so obvious. There are people that are running the show here, right? And they wanted the war with Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
Look how obvious they did it that people don't even see. Imagine a scene, 10 people living in a house, and we all know that there's this one guy who's planning to beat the the living daylights out of someone else, really to really cut off his fingers even.
Yeah.
And everyone knows about it, but this one guy doesn't. No one is telling him. Not only one is telling him, there's one person who keeps on telling him, no, he's not doing it, he's not doing it. It's obvious that that's a horrible thing to do, right?
Yeah.
That's clearly showing that you are playing along, that you're part of this game. Why are you telling him, nah, it's not going to happen, it's all good?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Everybody knows it's going to happen. Why are you hiding it from it? And then it happens, and he cuts off his fingers, right?
Yeah.
And so it's terrible. This is what happened in Ukraine. Zelensky stood up before the Ukrainian people and kept on saying, it's not going to be a war. Biden said, the war is happening this week. He made a national holiday that week. You remember that?
Well, Zelensky made a
National holiday on the day, on a Wednesday, that Biden said, Putin is starting the war on Wednesday. And Zelensky said, it's not true, it's a lie. And the New York Times wrote an article. There was this whole theatrics. There was a CNN reporter, and it was taken off of CNN a little later. First, the CNN reporter came and started saying a story that there was a very crazy meeting from the telephone call between the White House and Zelensky. It was before the war, and Biden was banging on the table.
But that's why Biden and Zelensky are having such a feud. Maybe.
Biden's not having a feud with Zelensky. It's
No?
not Biden. Biden's a puppet. These are people running the countries. They're not Bidens and the people that come and go every 4 years. The people that took monopoly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the most valuable entity in existence is the United States company. You think it goes by paper, constitution? Who has the power? Has the power. Obviously, power controls. So I'm saying, and it's obvious what they did. They simply made the Ukraine. So Biden on the New York Times, there was so CNN writes, the meeting went south. There was this article, and then they took it off of CNN. There was and then you have the New York Times writing. I remember the article. The New York Times writes that Zelensky told Biden, and it's phrase, told Biden, you know the security of your country in a deep way. I know the security of my country. There's no war. This is the exact same story. Someone is telling the guy who's going to, you know why? Because the war is stupid. Why wouldn't Ukraine sign a document saying, I'm not going to arm myself and go NATO? Yeah. And you know how many hundreds of thousands of young people are dying now because of that? It's insanity. Someone wants that.
Wants it to then...
Because it wants to weaken Russia, wants to do whatever. I'm not going to go into all that, because you have to figure out everything what they want. Yeah. But I'm saying, I see one thing. This war is sponsored by someone, every penny, and using Ukrainian soldiers for nothing. And it's obvious by one thing. They fooled them, the only person walking around in the room, not knowing that someone is about to chop off his fingers, and someone is telling him it's not going to happen, don't worry. That is clearly what happened. Yeah. And so I'm showing you that I understand things in the bigger picture, that I see what's, take Afghanistan. U.S. lost, they went out.
With Dick Cheney and with...
not that's Iraq, right. But I'm saying Afghanistan, supposedly they spent 20 years there, trillions of dollars, and they lost. Really? You think they lost? Think about it. How do you win a country? Not by coming over and taking over from Afghani people and making them Americans. By infiltrating that system. Yeah. You get your people, and if that person doesn't work, that power, you bomb him, and there was a mistake. A whole party, a whole wedding get killed, and then they know who's boss here. 20 years, trillions of dollars, they know what to do. But the last thing they want is to say, we won, now our people are inside. No, they have to lose. Yeah. Obviously, that's without a doubt.
Just to save face, basically.
In order to own this country, you go in. How I would do it. If I want to own a country, I go in. I take the people who are the powers there. I make rivals between them. I give money. I have all the money in the world. I have all the power in the world. I mean, I'm the United States, right?